everyone, and welcome back to the English Learning Podcast. I'm Jason, your host.
And I'm Julia, your co-host. We're so happy to have you here today. In this episode, we're going to talk about something really interesting, how you can learn English while you sleep.
Yes, that's right. Imagine improving your English vocabulary, listening, and pronunciation even while you're sleeping. Sounds amazing, right?
It really does. Many learners think that sleep is just rest time, but in fact, your brain keeps working even when you're asleep. It processes memories, information, and even language sounds you've heard during the day.
Exactly. That means if you listen to English while sleeping, like simple words, phrases, or short conversations your brain can store that information naturally without pressure.
And the best part is, it's easy. You don't need to study hard or sit for hours. Just play the right English audio before going to bed and let your mind do the work.
In this episode, we'll talk about how sleep learning works, what you should listen to, the benefits, and tips to make it really effective.
So, if you want to improve your English even when your eyes are closed, stay with us till the end.
Let's get started and discover how you can learn English while sleeping. So, Julia, before we dive deeper, let's start with a simple question. What exactly is sleep learning?
Good question, Jason. Sleep learning, or what scientists sometimes call hypnopedia, means learning something new while you're asleep. It's about listening to words, phrases, or information during your sleep so your brain can remember them later.
That's really cool. Our brain is an amazing machine. Even when we're sleeping, it doesn't completely shut down. In fact, it keeps processing what we heard or experienced during the day.
Exactly. During sleep, your brain organizes memories, strengthens connections, and stores information. So if you listen to English like vocabulary, sentences, or short dialogues, your brain can record those sounds and patterns subconsciously.
That's why sleep learning can be so powerful for English learners. It's like giving your brain extra time to practice, but without any effort.
Yes, but it's important to understand one thing. Sleep learning doesn't replace active study. You still need to learn and practice when you're awake. Sleep learning just helps you remember things faster and more naturally.
That's a good point, Julia. Think of it like watering a plant. You learn new English words during the day, and when you sleep and listen, your brain helps those words grow stronger in your memory.
I love that example. So sleep learning is not magic, but it's a smart way to support your English learning journey.
Exactly. And when you use it correctly, it can really help you build better listening skills and pronunciation too.
So now that we understand what sleep learning is, let's talk about something practical. What kind of English content should you actually listen to while sleeping?
Great idea. Let's move on to that next. Now that we know what sleep learning is, let's talk about what to listen to while you're sleeping. Julia, this part is really important, right?
Yes, Jason, very important, because if you listen to the wrong kind of audio, it won't help much. You need something simple, slow, and clear.
Exactly. For example, if you're a beginner, you can start with basic English vocabulary. Words like apple, water, book, chair. Hearing them repeatedly while sleeping helps your brain remember their sound and rhythm.
That's right. And after vocabulary, you can move on to simple phrases. For example, good morning, how are you? My name is Sarah. I like learning English.
Yes. Short sentences like those are perfect for sleep listening. They're easy to understand and help you get used to real English structure.
You can also listen to short conversations, like a short dialogue between two people saying hello, asking questions, or talking about their day.
Right? But make sure the voices are calm and relaxing. Don't listen to fast or loud recordings. You don't want your brain to feel stressed while sleeping.
Absolutely. The goal is to keep your mind relaxed so it can absorb English naturally. The best audio for this is usually soft-spoken or with peaceful background music.
Some learners also listen to affirmations while sleeping, short, positive sentences like, I am confident in English, or I can speak English fluently. These help build motivation and confidence too.
That's a great idea, Jason. So, to sum up, you can listen to vocabulary lists, simple phrases, slow conversations, or English affirmations while you sleep.
Exactly. Keep it easy, calm, and clear, and your brain will do the rest while you rest.
Now, are you wondering why this method really works? Let's talk about that next.
So, Julia, we've talked about what to listen to while sleeping, but many people still wonder, does it really work? How can someone learn while they're asleep?
That's a great question, Jason. It actually works because when we sleep, our brain keeps working quietly in the background. It doesn't just rest, it organizes and strengthens the things we learned during the day.
Right. Think of your brain like a computer. During sleep, it saves the files you studied earlier, like new English words or sounds, into long-term memory.
Exactly. So when you listen to English while you're sleeping, your brain recognizes those familiar sounds and patterns. It helps you remember vocabulary more easily and understand pronunciation naturally.
That's one of the biggest benefits your listening skills improve, because your ears get used to English sounds without stress. You're training your ears to understand English rhythm and accent.
Yes, and another benefit is pronunciation. When you hear correct English pronunciation repeatedly, your mouth and mind begin to copy that sound automatically, even without speaking.
And let's not forget, sleep learning helps you relax while learning. You're not forcing yourself to study. You're learning in a peaceful, natural way.
That's such a good point. Many learners feel tired or stressed while studying English. But with sleep learning, you learn passively, meaning your brain learns without pressure.
Exactly. So, to sum it up, sleep learning helps you remember words better, improves listening and pronunciation, and gives you a calm, easy way to practice English.
Perfect summary, Jason. Now that we know how it helps, let's share some practical tips to make sleep learning even more effective.
Good idea. Let's move to that part next. All right, Julia. Now that our listeners know why sleep learning works, let's share some useful tips to make it even more effective.
Yes, Jason. Tip number 1, choose the right audio. Make sure it's slow, clear, and easy to understand. Avoid noisy or fast recordings. Calm voices work best for learning during sleep.
That's a great start. Tip number 2, keep the volume low. Your goal isn't to wake yourself up, but to let the words gently play in the background while you sleep.
Exactly. And tip number 3, create a peaceful environment. Turn off distractions like TV or phone notifications. The quieter the room, the better your brain can focus on the English audio.
I like that one. Tip number 4, repeat the same audio every night for a few days. Repetition helps your brain remember the words and phrases more deeply.
And finally, tip number 5, review what you heard in the morning. Spend a few minutes checking or repeating the words you listened to while sleeping. This helps move them from short-term to long-term memory.
Great advice, Julia. So, good audio, low volume, peaceful room, repetition, and morning review. These 5 tips will make your sleep learning powerful and effective.
Exactly. Now let's give our listeners some real-life examples of how they can practice this every night.
Perfect. Let's move on to that next. Now that we know the tips for effective sleep learning, let's talk about some real-life examples so our listeners can try it tonight.
Good idea, Jason. Here's one simple example. Before going to bed, play a short English vocabulary audio, for example, daily routines. You'll hear words like wake up, brush teeth, go to work, eat breakfast, and so on.
That's a great start. You can also listen to short English conversations. For example, a simple dialogue like, "Hi, how are you? I'm fine, thank you. What are you doing today? I'm going shopping."
Exactly. These short, friendly conversations help your brain get used to real English speaking patterns while you sleep.
And if you want to make it a routine, you can create a nightly schedule like 10 minutes of calm music, then 30 to 60 minutes of English listening.
That's a smart way to do it. You can even choose different topics each week, one week for food vocabulary, the next for travel, then daily phrases.
And don't forget, repeat the same audio for a few nights. The more your brain hears it, the stronger your memory becomes.
Exactly. It's like teaching your brain in small, relaxed steps while you sleep.
Now that we've shared these examples, let's talk about something just as important: common mistakes to avoid when learning English during sleep.
Yes, because avoiding mistakes can make your learning much more effective. Let's talk about that next.
Now that we know how to practice sleep learning, Julia, I think it's important to talk about some common mistakes that many learners make, right?
Absolutely, Jason. The first big mistake is expecting quick results. Some people think they'll become fluent after just one night of listening, but that's not how it works. Sleep learning helps over time, not instantly.
Yes, exactly. It's a slow, natural process. Another mistake is choosing difficult content. If the English audio is too fast or advanced, your brain won't absorb it easily while you're asleep. Start simple and build up slowly.
That's a good point. Another common mistake is using loud or distracting audio. If the sound is too high, it can disturb your sleep and stop your brain from relaxing. Always keep the volume soft and peaceful.
Right. And here's another one: not reviewing in the morning. If you don't check or repeat what you heard while sleeping, your brain won't connect it to real learning.
Exactly. Remember, sleep learning supports your study. It doesn't replace it. You still need to practice speaking, reading, and listening when you're awake.
That's true. So, to avoid these mistakes, be patient, keep it simple, use calm audio, and review your learning regularly.
Perfect summary, Jason. Now let's talk about how to combine day learning and night learning to get the best results.
Yes, that's a great next step. Let's go there. Julia, now that we know about sleep learning, let's talk about how to combine it with daytime learning to get the best results.
Yes, Jason. Daytime learning is still very important. During the day, you can study new words, practice speaking, or read short English texts. Then, at night, you reinforce everything you learned while sleeping.
Exactly. Think of it like this. Your daytime learning is planting seeds, and your sleep learning is watering them. Both are needed to help your English grow.
That's a perfect example. Another tip is to keep your daily lessons short and simple. For instance, learn 5 to 10 new words or one short conversation during the day, then listen to the same content at night while sleeping.
Yes, and repeating it over several nights helps your brain remember better. It's the combination of active practice and passive sleep learning that really works.
Also, try to review in the morning. Just a few minutes to recall what you heard while sleeping can make a huge difference in remembering vocabulary and phrases.
Exactly. The key is consistency. Short, daily practice plus sleep listening equals natural and steady improvement in your English.
So remember, don't rely only on sleep learning. Use it as a powerful tool to support your daytime study. That way, you'll see results faster and easier.
Perfect. Next, let's talk about staying motivated while learning English this way. Motivation is very important for consistency. Julia, now that we know how to practice English day and night, let's talk about something really important: staying motivated.
Absolutely, Jason. Learning a language can take time, and sometimes learners feel impatient or frustrated, but the key is to stay consistent and believe in yourself.
Exactly. Even small progress counts. Listening to English while sleeping may not show results immediately, but over weeks and months, you'll notice improvement in listening, vocabulary, and pronunciation.
Yes, and another important mindset is to enjoy the process. Think of learning English while sleeping as a fun experiment. You're giving your brain a gift while resting.
And don't compare yourself to others. Everyone learns at their own pace. Celebrate small victories like remembering a new word or understanding a phrase, and keep going.
Consistency plus patience equals success. If you stick to this routine and combine day and night learning, your English will improve naturally and steadily.
Exactly. So, remember, believe in yourself, stay patient, enjoy the journey, and your English will grow while you sleep. All right, Julia, let's do a quick recap for our listeners. Today, we learned what sleep learning is, why it works, what to listen to, and how to combine it with daytime practice.
Yes, we also shared useful tips, common mistakes to avoid, examples of sleep learning practices, and how to stay motivated for long-term success.
Remember, use calm and simple audio, keep it consistent, and review what you hear. Even small daily efforts add up over time.
Exactly. And now it's time for action. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
Also, check out our other English learning podcasts and try listening to English while sleeping tonight.
Thanks for joining us, everyone. Sweet dreams and happy learning.
See you in the next episode of the English Learning Podcast.